when I first met Mr. Gutierrez, he was devastated. He was crying in my office, and just to refresh the court's memory, when you arraigned him, and Luis was translating, he couldn't even get through the arraignment without having a mental breakdown.
Hey there, welcome to the Courtroom Files. So if you've been around this channel for a little while, you know that when we present a video from one of the courtrooms, we have a reason behind it. We'll tell you to look for this or check this out, or this was what made this particular situation unique, stuff like that. In this particular case, what has our attention is this question: at what point is any punishment that a court could hand out really not going to make a difference? And what we mean by that is the result of the incident itself is so devastating that the person involved really has a lifetime of punishment ahead of them because they'll never get over it. That's kind of the situation here. We present it for that reason because it's a good question to ask. Is punishing this man to any extent going to change things? He probably should have punishment, but the question still remains: what's it going to mean? So that's kind of what they grapple with here. You'll see at the beginning we're going to find out what this gentleman was involved in and have the debate of what to do about it. We will tell you straight away, his actual punishment does not come in this video. That's going to be in a couple of weeks, and we'll do a follow-up video when that happens. But for now, this is interesting enough that it should stand on its own because it's a good question for all of us to ask. Think about it. Let us know in the comments your thoughts, because we're incredibly torn on this one. You'll see at one point, this man, you can tell he's just devastated. So what do you do? But let us know in the comments, please. Put a thumbs up on the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. A super thanks is always appreciated because they keep the videos coming. And let's roll the game film.
Do you have a plea?
No, Your Honor, this is that unique situation with Ernesto Gutierrez, the firearm with the child, and Luis is here to translate. The court requested a mitigation package to where my client would admit responsibility. So I'll wait on Chief, but I would like to address the court briefly. Whenever it may please.
So this is, what are we doing? Is he?
Yes, sir. So we got more.
This is the one where you guys wanted like 300 days in jail or something like that, right?
I'm trying to print out that contract for you.
Judge, may I address the court?
Sure.
To refresh the court's memory, this is a tragic case. It's very sad. Long story short, he left the gun out, and the kid shot another kid, blew the kid's head off. When I first met Mr. Gutierrez, he was devastated. He was crying in my office. And just to refresh the court's memory, when you arraigned him, and Luis was translating, he couldn't even get through the arraignment without having a mental breakdown. The guy feels absolutely horrible. At this point, I'm worried he's going to kill himself or have suicidal tendencies in the future. I just told Chief, and I represented the court, it doesn't matter. This court, and I know it's just a class A, but just to prove a point, I don't think it would matter if the court gave him 1 day or sentenced him to death. I think the guy wants to die anyway. So it doesn't make a difference to us whether it's 1 day in jail or 100 years in jail. The guy's going to hate himself the rest of his life. And so the last offer on the table is 270 days in jail. I guess that's 3 for 1, 3 months, but to me, Judge, it doesn't make sense. I think justice has already been served. I think the guy hates himself for the rest of his life. I think his family's in shambles. I think at this point, and I'll defer to the wisdom of the court, I just think that the best thing that we can do for this guy is to get him some help, some professional mental help. And so
He hasn't done any of that so far?
Well, I'm sure he's done a couple of classes, but I know. I don't think, Judge, jail is going to help me. I think it's just going to make it worse.
I don't know, but I don't want to make a commitment on what I would do or what I would not want to do. You guys, if you want to come to me with that an agreed rec, I want to look at everything that's out there. We do the plea, and then I'll give you, and then I'll do. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't. And I want to go through everything. I want to read what this. see what he has done since the beginning of the case to now, which is 200 days. And then, are you okay to go with that and agreed rec?
Yes, sir. And what I just handed you when we approached on this last week, it was that mitigation packet, but then the additions to what I just handed you now is to the first letter that the defendant wrote himself. And then regarding things that have been done since this, the complainant did tell me that they have been to therapy, and that's as much as I know.
Okay. So I guess you guys do what you want to do. If you want to go do without an agreed rec, write it up. We can do it today. It's time to set it, though. I mean, if you guys don't want to do that, if you don't want to accept that, then we got to set up for trial today.
Yes, so what I'm gonna represent to the court, and I've already told Chief, is that if she's held bent on the 270, I'm okay with that. But at this point, my office, and we're trying to figure out if it's better to go to you or to the jury for punishment.
And I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't want to commit to anything now.
Right, and so we're ready to go ahead and set it today for whatever, Judge.
Well, it's today. It's either plea or we'll set it for trial. So you tell me. Okay.
Well, let me.
I'm not gonna, like, if we're gonna set up for trial, we're gonna go. I don't want to play games where we set it and then he pleads
I
guilty.
completely understand. Is there a way to set it for basically we plead today and then he does the PSI and then we go to you for punishment?
That's what we'd be doing today anyways,
Right, okay.
We agreed to without an agreed rec, if you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's where I was at.
I want to look at everything.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not ready to commit because I don't really know that much about it anyway. So let me know what you guys want to do. If you want to set up a trial, we can. If you want to do the plea today, we can, and we'll do everything today.
So there would be no PSI, I guess? Okay,
We're doing that now.
understood.
Yeah.
Okay, Judge. All right, thank you very much. Can I be excused?
Hey,
Yeah, brother.
of course.
So Judge, I think the bottom line is that before this court makes a ruling or whatever, we would just like to bring witnesses because there's a bunch of people that testify, character references and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, Judge, we're just not prepared for a punishment hearing like today. And
Okay.
I also don't think the state would be either. And so, at least I'm speculating. Maybe you are, it's just.
It's up to you. I don't want to do it long though, because it's already over 200 days old. If you want a couple weeks, okay, but.
Is that okay with the court?
Yeah, of course,
If we
but
come back?
like no more than 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Beginning
and
of the year is when we
that's
do
what
it.
we're gonna do, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, week of the 30th,
In a couple weeks, and we'll have witnesses prepared.
be ready.
We'll
You want to do the plea now and then set it for the sentencing?
do that.
Okay, we'll do that.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's just pick a day, the week of the 30th, and then we can do that. Yeah.
So I guess you wanna draw it.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm gonna make a couple more stops and then come back.
Take your time.
So Judge, we're ready to go forward with the plea and then come back at a later date.
Okay.
There are some major immigration issues. I asked your team to help me get someone on the record in here. Just
We don't have anyone here now, so we can roll it to tomorrow if you want. We
Well,
can do
it's
it
okay,
tomorrow.
as long as we just take notes and kind of document it. Basically, Judge, I've been telling him.
Got the waiver,
Right.
and I can also make a documentation
I would
that
love
you've,
that, just because I've told him to seek immigration advice and he never has.
I'll make a documentation. Yeah, absolutely. If you want, we can roll it to tomorrow, do it tomorrow.
I'm trying to go forward as long as we just,
I promise you I'll make a documentation. Okay. Mr. Gutierrez, we're doing a straight, or are we, oh, no, we're just pleading without an agreed rec. That's right.
I need his thumbprint. I didn't get his thumbprint.
Oh,
Please. We need you. Tienes que firmar y poner.
Good.
All right. Shh. Mr. Gutierrez, you are charged with making a firearm accessible to a child. This is a Class A misdemeanor and you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You are here before me now because you have not been able to come up to an agreement with the state. State is waiving and they are agreeing for you to come to punishment with me regarding this offense. Is this how you understand it? You need to understand that you waive a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. Once you enter into this agreement, you cannot back out. You cannot get cold feet. Say, you know what? I changed my mind. I'd rather go to trial or I'd rather do something else. Do you understand? You need to also understand that you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged read in open court. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal as well. Is this how you understand it? Okay. How do you plead to this offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to reserve sentencing now until what day?
Your Honor, whatever pleases the court, we'll make sure that the witnesses are ready to go.
Okay, I'm okay with whatever. Do you want to do the week of the 30th? I'm okay with whatever day you want. You guys pick it. It doesn't matter to me.
That'll work, Judge.
You know, there's one more thing that you need to understand is that this can have grave consequences on immigration. If you are not a citizen of this country and you ever want to become a citizen, if you ever want to get documents, if you want to become an LPR, a lawful permanent resident, this could affect that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Have you gone to seek immigration counsel?
Yes, sir.
That's probably something that if you're not a citizen, I would probably do. You know, this is your life. He has told me that he's counseled you to do this, and I guess you still haven't done it. You need to take these things seriously because they can have very serious consequences on you and more so on your family. Do you understand? Okay. So what I'll do is okay, I've marked here that you've advised him to seek counsel of an immigration lawyer. He has not done that so far, so that in the event something should happen, you've also filled out the immigration form, I'm presuming, right? Okay. You know, these cases, Mr. Gutierrez, are never pretty. I can't imagine. Is the death of a child enough punishment? I don't know. I would certainly hope that at this point, you don't have any guns in the house. Doesn't matter where you live, doesn't matter what you're doing, but I hope that it's enough that you've taken all weapons out of your house now, because kids will be kids. That's what they are. They don't understand. I don't know what we're going to do at this point, but I will tell you this, Mr. Gutierrez, that I really, really, and truly appreciate proactivity when it comes to behavior. And so that I can appreciate that so that I know that you appreciate the consequence of what has happened here. Because this is about one of the worst things that can possibly happen. It's horrible. It's terrible. And I shudder to think that if one of my kids had been in this position, it's just. So let's come back, Mr. Gibbons, and
John.
When we come back, show me what you have. I guess we'll talk to your witnesses. And I'll tell you that, like I said, proactivity goes a long way. You know, you telling me you've done something means nothing. Actions speak louder than words.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
Yes, Your
All right, guys. So we'll see you. You pick the day and we'll see you on that day.
Honor.
Okay?
May we be excused? Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video, do please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on the video. We'd really appreciate that. And if you want to keep the fun going, check out the video on the screen right now.